What's up, YouTube? It's Mark here from Next Level Tech and Android TV.tips. So today we have a couple articles about some new tablets that are coming down the line for you guys. Before we dive into it, make sure that you are checking out all the latest and greatest from Android TV.tips. It's where I go to get all my latest news, tips, tricks, and tutorials and leaks of upcoming devices, software, operating systems, everything to do with the streaming world, and some other tech stuff as well. There is about 50% of you guys that are watching these videos daily that are not subscribed yet. So if you're not going to hit that subscribe button, at least drop me a comment down below and let me know why you're not subscribed yet, and maybe you could influence the content that's coming up. So the first couple articles is, or the first article here is actually one from AFTV News talking about a pair of possible new Amazon Fire tablets to pass through the FCC approval. And it goes on to say that Amazon has submitted 2 new FCC filings for a wireless tablet, as spotted by another leaker. The 2 filings carrying similar FCC IDs were approved yesterday, and the tablets are marked with nearly identical model numbers, so they seem to be closely related. One interesting thing about these FCC filings is that Amazon used the company name Amazon.com Services LLC to submit them, as Amazon typically uses a shell company name for its FCC filings to avoid detection by impatient people like leakers. So it is strange to see these tablets listed using Amazon's actual name, and Amazon typically only lists non-consumer products using its actual name. That said, Amazon did file for the FCC approval of its Amazon Glow Kids projector under the name Amazon.com Services LLC name. So these new tablets could very well be the next Fire tablet models. Amazon just released the new Fire Tablet 7 earlier this year. So if these new Fire tablet models are likely either Fire HD 10 or the Fire HD 8. Amazon released the current Fire HD 8 in 2020 and the Fire HD 10 in 2021. So both can conceivably be updated this year for a while, 2015 to 2018. Amazon was releasing a new Fire Tablet 8 every year. For that reason, and the fact that the Fire HD 10 is the oldest model in the current lineup, it seems most likely that the Fire HD 8 tablet will be releasing soon. The different but similar model numbers could be for a regular Fire HD and a slightly different Fire HD Plus. As per the usual, the FCC filing doesn't reveal much about these new tablets other than their existence, and they both appear to be on 802.11ac Wi-Fi 5 devices. So it doesn't seem that Amazon is making the jump to Wi-Fi 6 with these new devices, like it did with the new release of the Fire TV Stick 4K Max. Both tablets also still have SD slots according to the FCC filing. Amazon typically holds big Alexa and Fire TV events in September where new devices are announced. Amazon does not typically include the release of new tablets during those 2 September events, but maybe that's going to change this year, so only time will tell. So, you know, there's a lot of push, I think, that's going to be coming down the line for new tablets and new integration into smart home. So generally, the Fire tablets are some of the best value tablets on the market when it comes to Android tablets. So we'll have to see what they're doing with it going into the future. It's been a few years since we've seen these releases, and I'm hoping for bigger things because they've made us wait more than the typical 12 months. So the next one is going to be a big one, I think, and this one is coming from Google. So Google Pixel tablet is coming, and this is everything that we know. Like I said, I've been mentioning Google a lot. I'm very interested in what they're going to be accomplishing and creating going into next year with more of a focus towards their ecosystem. They've really bumped up a lot of their devices in their lineup, from their phones to their TV devices and now going into their tablets, right? There's a Google Pixel tablet in the works powered by the Google Tensor chip, and it's due sometime in 2023. It comes courtesy of Google itself, which gave us an early look at the Pixel tablet during the Google I/O 2022 press event. We don't know much about this new slate, but we know it's likely to run Android 13, and a lot of their devices is a big push to Android 13 as well. There's talks about their next device for the TV market coming out at Android 12, and possibly the next one coming out at 13 as well. So This design is to complement Google's existing lineup of Pixel devices, including the Pixel 6a and the Pixel Watch. And the Pixel Watch is something I'm very interested in because in 2020, like I said, Google did buy Fitbit. So I would like to see some Fitbit integration. I'm not sure, but I'd like to see one. And I think that'll really take the Google Watch to that next level, right? That we also unveiled the Google I/O events. Rumors also suggest that it could be a second Pro tablet in the works. And here's what we know so far about the Google planned Pixel tablet. Here it is here. Google Pixel Pro tablet just got tipped. Google Pixel tablet specs have been tipped. A leak has tipped the camera hardware that we can see on the Pixel camera. It includes two 8-megapixel cameras, one on the front and one on the rear. And a report also suggests the Pixel tablet would double as a smart screen when docked. And I mean, that makes sense. Like I said, they're going to be pushing a lot more of their ecosystem, right? So let's see if we have any more information. The tablets have been official since the Google I/O 2022, and they say they're coming out in 2023. And this is rather embracing the latest version of Google Tensor System on Chip, or SoC. For example, it seems that the Pixel tablet is going to stick with the first generation of the chip that powered the Google Pixel 6 and the 6 Pro. While these chips aren't exactly slow, they will be over a year old by the time the tablet rolls out, and possibly a lot more of 2023 means that it's going to be around the holiday season. Likewise, the tablet appears to have just 4 gigs of RAM, which is on the low end, especially when you consider that the entry-level Google Pixel 6a managed 6 gigs of RAM, and it was a 449 package. And while a few use tablets for photography, it's interesting to note that both the back and the front sensors appear to be an IMX355 hardware from the Pixel 6's selfie camera. So just to talk about that really quickly, I don't think that people are using it for photography. I think this is going to be more towards the implementation of video calls, and because there's going to be a big push to dock tablets like this and to use it, while you're doing stuff in a video setting, right? So I think that's what it's mainly going to be focused towards. Not to take pictures, I'm sure people will, but I think it's going to be used more for interaction. Perhaps most intriguingly, the Pixel tablet doesn't appear to have support for GPS or cellular data. It's probably Wi-Fi only and clearly only intended to use around the house. The code only confirms the lack of proximity and barometer sensors, as well as a lack of support for high-fidelity sensor processing. In fact, it may well be that the Pixel tablet, while obviously handheld, is intended for occasional portability. And earlier reports an upcoming Google tablet moonlighting as kind of a detachable Nest hub. Yeah, exactly. They're going more towards the line of the ecosystem and the hub systems, right? So, yeah. In regards to the specs, I think that because it's coming out on Android 13, they're trying to really emphasize that they don't need really high-end specs. Again, you don't need a lot of space if you're just using it as a smart hub and you're not installing a lot of applications on it, right? A lot of the updates and a lot of the stuff is going to be done directly through the cloud. So you don't need a lot of onboard storage or RAM if they're installing updates directly to the partitions on the actual device itself. So I think this is really going to start to showcase the lack of hardware and what they can really do with it with the software that they're coming out with in Android 13. So I think it's going to be interesting to see how this hardware really interacts with the upcoming Android 13, right? Because we've talked about it with TV devices and they're doing the same thing. So it's going to be interesting to see. So let me know what you guys think about these upcoming devices. Are you excited about Google Pixel's new lineup? I think ever since they switched from Nexus and they really started to invest a lot more money in putting their own name on things, their devices have really come around. I know for myself, I'm really looking at getting more Google devices to try out in 2023, and I'm interested in the updates that they're doing for their software for sure. And it doesn't take them a lot of emphasis on hardware to really pull off some interesting things when it comes to their software optimizations. comparable to some of the top end devices out there when they don't necessarily have some of the top end specs. So I think it's going to be really interesting what Google's going to be doing. I think it's also going to be interesting what kind of tablets we're going to be getting from Amazon. Could they be going down the same route of making their tablets more of a dockable smart hub assistant product as well? We've seen some really interesting failures on Amazon's side, in my personal opinion, with some of the devices that they've tried to come out with to kind of bring you into their ecosystem. So I think a lot of companies are kind of going down the same line going into 2023, but only time will tell. Let me know in the description down below what you think about these new tablets that are coming out. And while you're down there, you're going to also notice that there's some other buttons too. There's a join button if you are not a member of the YouTube channel, and the members of the channel do help us out here. It's not mandatory, but it is a way to give back to help support what we do on Next Level Tech and Android TV.tips. Members of the channel also get access to a members only Telegram group where we share upcoming videos, upcoming news, and upcoming changes that are happening to Android TV.tips, the website, the application, all that kind of good stuff. And there's some good feedback that goes back and forth, kind of the game plan and some updates that are coming down the line. If you're looking to help support us in any other way, there's also PayPal links and cryptocurrency addresses in the comment section down below, as well as a lot of other products and services that we use that may be of interest to you as well, and also help support the channel. It's been Mark from Next Level Tech, and I will see you guys on the next one. Peace.
Hey everybody, just before we get going, I wanted to say a huge thank you, much love and appreciation to everyone who supports what I do over here on Next Level Tech. Make sure you hit that like and that subscribe button and share these videos with a family member and friend.